Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today we're going to be starting something different. We're going to be doing a book review on this channel, and this is going to be more like an introduction video, into the book. And we'll just be discussing, from one chapter to another, and that is what this video is going to be all about. I was privileged to write a book on purpose, and it's titled Fulfilling Divine Purpose. So that's what we're going to be looking at quickly today. And basically I think I wrote the book, is it like a last year or 2 years back? I'm not so sure anymore. I think I wrote the book like 2 years back, and you know it has always been my desire to actually come and talk about it, because I know that it's not a lot of people that actually take out time to read, and it's possible that you read the book and you didn't even understand what the book is all about. So that's what we're going to be doing in this video. I want us to look at it like this: we exist on earth, were created by someone, whether you accept that it is God that created us, or you accept that you just got to be on earth. I don't know, whichever way you think that happened. But the truth of the matter is that you exist on earth. So that is sort of like saying that there is life, right? There's a life. And the thing is that now every life on earth, or everyone on earth, has an agenda. There's a reason why I am existing. There's a reason why you are existing. There is a reason why your siblings, your friends, your family members, why everyone on earth is existing. There is a reason for that. And that you can say that that is more like, an agenda, like a life that has a plan, a life that has an agenda, right? And also, the funny thing about this is that when we look at John 10:10, it talks about the devil, and it even says that the devil's plan is to steal, to kill, and to destroy. So, I was just thinking that if someone like the devil has a plan, how much more us, or how much more me, that I'm not even the devil, right? So, like, I was just thinking of all those things. I know, like, the Holy Spirit was just really developing it in my mind, and just, really exposing me to all of these things that, I just started to think that, okay, now I'm alive, now I'm on earth, but like, what is it just that? Should my being on earth just be that I'm living, I'm going to work, I am going to school, I went to school, I started my journey from when I was a little girl, started growing up, I went to primary school, went to secondary school, went through tertiary education, all the different stages of my life. Now I'm working. Like, okay, does it mean that once after I finish working, maybe when I'm in my like 40s, 50s, I'll keep doing that until I think the in Nigeria, right? The age that you get to retire in Nigeria, as a government worker, is 60, right? So maybe after 60 years of age, I'm going to retire, and maybe by then I will probably have one thing that I'm doing, and then it will go like that, to go like that till like maybe roughly maybe 90s, or like I don't even think that most, like, the average number of years that most people stay on earth is like maybe in their 90s, right? So maybe when I'm 90, I'll die, and that is just it. Guys, I feel like it is much more deeper than that. It is not just about just coming on earth and just live like that and just go like that. One thing that I hold so much, so dear to my heart, is to live, and they will say that, okay, Lolu, this is what Lolu did, this is how Lolu lived. She lived well. She didn't just, I didn't just go to school and get married, have children, worked, and that was that. No, like, I want it to be that there will be other things that is being attached to my name, right? And that is what purpose, that is basically what purpose is all about, right? That is what even introduces purpose. So how do I go about it? So how do I know what I should be doing? So where do I even channel all those energy? And that is all the things that we're going to be discussing in this book review. So let's go on with it. I'm just going to be picking few points from the book. So I'm going to put the link of the book in the description. Guys, it is free. It is not monetized in any way. It is free. I want the book to be well accessed to everybody on earth, like everybody. As far as you have a phone, go to the book, go and download it. I want it to be that even as we are talking and discussing, you're also looking into the book. Our main theme text of this book is Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 5, which says, "Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you." Let's stop there for a minute. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Now, in this case, I know you must have been wondering that who is the one talking? Who is saying before I formed you? Who formed somebody? Like, this is more like two people. It's a dialogue between two people. More like, okay, before I formed you, I knew you. There is someone saying that I formed you. There is someone that is being known. There's someone that is being formed, right? Don't mix it up. There's someone saying that I formed you, and there's another person that is being formed. That is two people already. And the truth of the matter is that, we keep talking about purpose. We are talking about purpose, we're talking about living extra, like not just, living like every other person is living. But the truth of the matter is that you can only achieve that, or you can only get to do that if you know who created you, or if you come to the understanding that you were created for a purpose. There was an intention. There was okay, let's take this example. When I was preparing this, the example that came to mind is a pencil. A pencil that is used to write, that children take to school. And we use pencil for a lot of so many reasons and so many purposes. So imagine the person that created a pencil. Now, what do we use pencil for? Like I said, we use pencil to write. We use pencil to, maybe if you want to shade, you want to make a drawing, whatever it is you want to do. Now, the person that created, or the person that made that pencil, they thought about it that, okay, now we need something that people will be able to write with. Okay, let's create a pencil. Then the pencil will be able to do this and that and that and that. So that's the way I see purpose, right? And when we also look at Jeremiah, that story of the potter and the clay, right? And when you read that story, I mean, that is even in our book. That is, Jeremiah 18 verse 4 and also Jeremiah 18 verse 16. You get to see the story of the potter and the clay, what the potter had to make. And the truth is that, guys, if there's anything you're not picking from this video, what I want you to pick is that before I say that I want to do something, or before I say that I want to make something, I have to have imagined it. I need to have processed it in my head that, okay, what do I want to achieve? What do I want this thing to be like? Like, look at the pencil. The pencil is very slim and long. Okay, what's the shape that I want this pencil to form? How do I want it to be? Do I want it to be long? Do I want it to be flat? Do I want it to be on the surface? Do I want it to be something that can be held? Right? And enough of all the illustrations. What I'm trying to say is that before God formed you, before you were created, before I was created, before I was given birth to, God already knew that, okay, Lolu, this is who you are. This is who you are going to be. This is what you are going to be doing on earth. My mom jokingly says this, that I am a very, very quiet person. I have a very, very quiet nature. And sometimes she wonders that, okay, how am I able to speak? And the truth of the matter is that this is not news to God. God knew that I was going to come and do this. I was going to be speaking, like on social media. I was going to be speaking. I was going to be, God, everything was planned by God. That is why even when people tell me that, okay, wow, you can speak so well, thank you, but I know I know the source. I know it is coming from a place. I know it is because God, even before I was created, designed it, planned it, made it so well that this is my purpose, or this is what I'm meant to come and do on earth, right? So, I'm just trying to lay a good foundation, because in this book, we're going to be talking a lot about purpose. And don't forget, I said the title of the book is Fulfilling divine purpose. We're not just looking at purpose, just purpose on the surface. We are looking at purpose being God's plan, purpose being God's agenda, purpose being something that was created by God, so something that exists because God made it to exist, if that makes sense, right? And let's move on. Now there's a phrase here that says that who knows us better than God? Who can work on us other than God? There is nobody that knows a life other than the Creator Himself, and that's the truth of the matter. Now that we have that understanding that God knew us before He created us, God had a plan for us, for our lives before He created us. So now it only makes sense. I mean, to expect that it is the creator or it is the potter. Imagine in the case of that potter that I mentioned, it is the potter that knows that, okay, this clay, I know what this clay is all about. I know what I want this clay to be. I knew what I wanted to form. So I know everything about this clay. And that is just how our life is. Or that is just how, God sees us. The truth of the matter is that you don't know anything about yourself. I want you to, in this study or in this book review, I want you to erase everything that you've ever heard on purpose, if that makes sense. I want us to start together on a very, very clean slate. And I want you to know that whatever you think that you know about yourself, you don't know anything. I want you to know that the only person or the only way that you can know yourself is when you allow God to reveal yourself to you, if that makes sense. And we're going to be talking, much more deeper about that in the book while we're reviewing the book. And there's a divine purpose for every life. God has a purpose for every person on earth. God has a purpose for every life on earth. Now, fulfilling that purpose can only be when you allow God to express Himself through you, when you allow God to reveal Himself to you, when you allow God to teach you, when you subject yourself to learning from the person that created you, basically. And that is what purpose is all about. So, this book has 9 chapters. So we're going to be looking at the beginning of man. We're going to be looking it back as, how did even man start? How did we start hearing the name man? Or when did we start hearing about man? So we're going to be looking at the beginning of man. We are going to be looking at purpose and the new life. We're going to be looking at a purpose, the definition of purpose. I've said a lot of things about purpose, but we're going to be going so deep into that in chapter 3. And also, we're going to be looking at purpose and its processes, purpose and the mandate in kingdom assignments. We're going to be looking at you as a child of purpose, right? You're a child of purpose. We're going to be looking at that. We're going to be looking at purpose in business and career. Now, I was saying earlier that it is not just about, going to work, you know, giving birth, going to school. But there's that going to school in itself, that going to work in itself is not bad. This is just an aspect of purpose. So we're going to be looking at that in chapter 7, purpose in business and career. We're also going to be looking at purpose in marriage, guys. And this is not, out of place of, we know it all. This is only out of place of, you knowing that even in times of marriage, even when it comes to marriage, it is God's divine purpose. It is God that designed marriage. And we're going to be looking at all of that in chapter 8. And finally, in chapter 9, we're just going to be looking at, okay, now that I know all of these things, what do I do next? Where do I go from here? How do I proceed from here? So that is all chapter 9 is going to be all about. So I'm sure by now you already have a bit of idea of what this book is all about or what we're going to be discussing in this book. And I did it so well that every chapter has like nuggets in it. Every chapter has like, is either there's a key points, self-examination area, there's like a question, prayer points. Some chapters comes with prayer points. And guys, this is just me welcoming you to this book review on purpose, fulfilling the divine purpose. I welcome you all to this journey with me. I pray that even as we go into this journey, I pray that even as we'll be digesting on this book together, I pray that we'll be able to get all that God wants us to get from this book. And yeah, so also I would like you to share this to as many people as possible. Share this to your loved ones, your family. Share this to people generally. What I want to achieve by doing this is to ensure that a lot of people know why they should be existing, or a lot of people know what they should be doing on earth. I feel like once we know our purpose, so many things will be so good. So many, like, devil even won't even have his way. But when devil sees that, like a lot of us or a lot of people don't even know what they should be doing, then that's when he will start suggesting to you that, okay, you should do this, you should do this, you should do this. Whereas you are meant to get your inspiration directly from God. So we have come to the end of this video. Don't forget to like, don't forget to comment, and don't forget to subscribe on this YouTube channel. Would also like to thank our sponsors, like for those that has been sponsoring videos, this YouTube channel. We want to thank you. We have a major one here, Styledbyniyemi. Thank you for always supporting our videos. Thank you for always sponsoring our videos. Support our, go and follow our on Instagram. Go and make your order on Instagram. So see you in the next one. See you in the next one. Bye. Bye for now. God loves you. Bye.